number advantage situations. They were getting bodied by JDC. Dexter had some moments as well. A 16-8 loss against the Mouse.
Armored P250 for Simple. And look at the odds, so bleak for Astralis.
It's all stacked against them here. Simple's just gonna have a chance to work. See how much damage he can do with this P250.
Yeah, they're using him like utility. You know, he can essentially keep these feet planted through his own intuition and understanding of the game.
Yeah, Blame got a little bit of a spot there on Simple. Now we can see that Util and SDY looking to be deployed as space being taken elsewhere on both fronts. Blame and Glaive looking for some info. Glaive top mid, first player to take contact here, and here they come.
Oh, he's supposed to be the bodyguard, but Glaive's been taken down and nothing from Blame. No response. A nice catch from Farlig, shuts the Simple raid boss down. It's quick back from SDY. He had the bomb. Things could have spiraled, but they won't unless Config, yeah, smoked. He's got nothing. Staring at the smoke screen, jumping into the clutches a bit. Oh, and a quick headshot. Now the headshot master himself connects as Config descends. Just through the corner. He's got 1 HP. What's he supposed to do? Oh, and chance squandered from Config. Hope fading for the Astralis strong start. You've got to get the pistol when everything is going against you. No kit, no time, no hope. It's just one more frag and 1 HP. NaVi start. As likely, it will continue. It's got to be a very humbling feeling, you know. You spent so many years, Chad, so many years where you were the one everyone feared. You joined the server, and you're like, oh, I know, I can feel that these boys are playing differently because of who I am and what I've done. And now, the shoe is on the other foot. Astralis are the ones quaking in their boots. And it's NaVi that are just treating Astralis like a stepping stone to that grand final.
Oh, Bit completely blind with the tap down onto Blame. That's a specky right there against the pistol. Simple's gonna try and clean house and continue to add to that stat line. It was pretty tidy after map number 1. But yeah, you feel helpless right now if you're Astralis, especially losing your map choice. Just over the top of the box, Simple here might be able to knock down both. Around the corner into 2 here, and well, they're going to come to him up and over from Config, and Simple, well, the trade will be there. SDY doing exactly what he needs to do and leaving Glaive the last man standing. Maybe the 2-0 start here, and look, Blank says, if the Counter-Strike's not going to entertain us, you guys have to. NaVi are going to roll all over Astralis if this continues here, and we don't want you to sit here quiet. We want you to make some noise. We want you to have some fun.
Well, I've seen that the Roaring Bears fan section has already decided NaVi's going to win this game.
Understandably so.
Yeah, they've been very much making that apparent.
I think Tabson told them they have to be Movistar Riders fans, well, so apparently they're going to make a lot of noise later in the FaZe game.
And speaking of Movistar Riders, you know, I mean, this round should peter on out. Glaive just walking on into his demise. With Movistar Riders, do you think that they stand a chance of doing a bit more than Astralis have versus NaVi, you know, against FaZe Clan?
I think so, right? And it's not because I'm doubting FaZe, it's because I think that Movi are proving they're legit with every single win. You saw them yesterday on the stage. They were showmen. Look at this one for a bit. Just the tap down. Don't know how much he caught here. Blind. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Someone check his PC.
And Bit on screen, Bit in an interview saying, I want to do more than Astralis did. I mean, what an incredible goal to set yourself at such a young age. Such a young age. This guy's already collected a major in the best team in 2022. And he wants to do better than his opponents and their legacy.
Yeah, that's a conversation we're going to have tomorrow, hopefully, if FaZe can live up to their end of the bargain here. But mid control being taken with a bit of pep in the step. Farlig out window, he's going to be isolated, should be taken down, but more damage.
So much damage. Yeah, Perfecto catches some flak. Farlig for the finish! Oh. He gets all 3! Voicing concerns, Config unable to finish his meal. Farlig down as well. Suddenly, all that hard work, maybe for Nord, because SDY is on the prowl. 5-0, and Simple losing his duel. Astralis get off the goose egg early.
That's the type of round they have to convert. That's the type of round yesterday they were losing to Mouse, right? Mouse, you know, would give up an opening kill and then converting later with somebody strolling on in, and that somebody tended to be JDC, but Farlig, another new name to the stage here. Fantastic work yesterday to bring himself into Nuke, and if he's going to look to do the same on Mirage, this is the map he had his most problems. Remember with the AWP, how out of place he looked on Mirage yesterday? Fish out of water, so a great round for him early. I think it's all about the confidence for Farlig.
As a wise man, Gok Wan once said, it's all about the confidence. And with Farlig, not only does you shut it down, you saw NaVi not trading immediately. That's probably the first time. You know, we watched Nuke, it felt instantaneous. There's a new body there to keep the battle level. But he manages to get away with the multi-kill, do the damage. It's promising signs, and it has immediately humbled NaVi. It's just what, P250, 2 Desert Eagles.
They're just going to buy some time and allow Simple to aim map here. And well, glave's going to oblige. Zip 2. Speaking of 2 to his name. Good stat padding here, but a confidence builder early. Because Astralis, look, they're going to need, I would say, 9 or 10 rounds here on the CT side to be competitive on a map like this. We've already seen NaVi shut the door on their CT side, but that's going to draw us level 2-2. I was going to say, taking their time on the buy here, then they didn't take a timeout. So they haven't started the purchases yet. I think Electronics deciding to make what the call needs to be.
Yeah, with a second to spare. Everyone's on the game plan, everyone reading from the same hymn sheet. Oh, this is going to be quick. Look at this. It's a clash of a 3-on-3, essentially in middle. This battle for mid control will be vicious. Util exchange. It's Farlig again that draws first blood. Bit gone. And that will throw a spanner in the works, as will Config. He's smoked himself off, trying to get out of dodge. He doesn't want to be the leveling factor. He's away. The advantage is maintained. Risks avoided. As they group up, strength in numbers. NaVi hoping for a slip up.
I know they can turtle up here. The big bomb site is a good reflection of that. As blameF, he's the most forward member. That nade is going to give away his position. Electronic looks for the fight, and it's way too easy. Electronic's going to draw one back as the search party towards A. We'll grab a little bit of info here. But remember, I just said they're totaled up, so they've lost the most key component of the map here, being mid. NaVi can make their choices, A or B. They can cover off rotations, start to squeeze Astralis here and force them further into the extremities.
Yeah, boosting Electronics, nice. He can just be a little late arrival. Unbeknownst to the CTs.
That gives a lot of info there. Perfecto's going to know their close ramp.
The stranglehold of NaVi starts to enclose on that Danish throat. Glaive, Config. Zip tries as hard as he might to get back onto the site. Caught off now, and now just constantly whittling away. Glaive one back. He needs a double. Oh, they combine. Config's there. Astralis, this is a big round to win, but it's not done yet with 15 seconds. The bomb on the floor. Got Electronic. He hasn't got time for this. He needs to go back and get that bomb. Instead, he's hunting for the blood, and Glaive's separated. He makes it as costly as he can, but doesn't play for the round.
Yeah, easiest one-on-one of Farlig's life there, just has to stay alive. Great round from him. I know he opened it and he went out in that situation there by not having to do a lot, but this is great work from Farlig here. The fact that they're playing so confident in the fights towards mid, that's a different look, right? Yesterday we saw them against Mouse. They're a bit more timid because Mouse was smoking a lot more time off the clock, right? They weren't in a rush to do the mid control. They were actually waiting the first 20, 30 seconds of the round before starting their march forward. And Astralis, I think in that conversation, they've gone, screw it, let's fight, let's get in their face, let's take some duels. And so far, so good as they take the lead early here, and back down towards the pistols is NaVi.
Yeah, Simple didn't get the memo. Electronic really happy to give away his advantages to the star of the NaVi show.
Well, he was there when Zeus was doing exactly the same, so out of his playbook, just facilitating Simple time and time again. And here's the thing, if Simple is going to get given the AK, he needs to find some impact, right? That's the conversation. We can always sing his praises when he's at the top of the scoreboard, but if you're going to continue to get fed weapons, you have to find something, and this time, nothing. Farlig gets the opener.
How many times have we said this young Dane's name? At the start of this game, Glaive picks up where he left off.
Farlig's 3-0 in openings now, and they've converted every single round that he's found an opening, right? So at this point, scoreline 4-2, a recipe for success, and now he's going to bring out the AWP. So a bit of a change here in this script for Astralis. Now, we mentioned he looked a bit timid on the AWP against Mouse. He was out of position. He didn't look like he was willing to take certain fights. With just the way he's been playing on the rifle here, I expect that to change, right? And I know you're going up against Simple on the other side, but he doesn't have the AWP right now. Be a little bit more confident with those swings.
Yeah, it was something Maui wanted to keep his eye on. Farlig on the rifle. Well, first map delivered. Second map, buckets and spades.
Problem for NaVi is the fact that blame's at the bottom of the scoreboard here. He's going to activate. It's very, very difficult to keep somebody like blame quiet throughout. He will get a round or two with a multi-kill. SDY spots a lot on the jump there.
Oh, they want to do something. Catches, oh, quick one from Zip.
It's going to burn.
Burn to a crisp. Config more advancing, tries to get the nade out in time. It's good. Good damage. Glaive in mid, shutting down NaVi. Nothing left, just the two of them. Simple wants to play for his life. Not going to give it up just yet. But Astralis, these openings.
They keep coming.
Oh, careful Config, he oversteps the line. A CT smoke should cancel playtime.
But that reinforces that conversation I'm speculating they had, right? The fact that they're willing to force forward and take those jewels. They want the information. They don't want to be caught out here by NaVi repositioning. Glaive's going to batten down the hatches and make sure there's no way back towards A. Still a gap, but NaVi, when they're on the CT side of Nuke and they were in number disadvantage situations, they tended to save. This time round, the loss bonus won't be coming through if Bit and Simple don't go down before time transpires.
Well, that's one way to avoid the NaVi 5v4 conversions they were talking about on the desk, right? You just never lose an opening.
Seems simple, right?
Right. Speaking of, him and Bit attached at the hip.
I'm not sure what they're trying to do here, right? You've got 20 seconds left on the clock. They're still going to give this one a good go.
What do they hope to find? Farlig is again good for the frag, and Simple will call it off.
It will start to get a bit desperate for NaVi at some point, right? They'll probably continue to be in these situations where they save if they're unable to find the entry or the traction they're looking for. But at one point, the pace will have to change because they'll need to find a solution to crack into these rounds. Extending the lead here. 5-3, the score now reads. And this is handy. Farlig's 8 kills, same for Glaive. And that's a big contrast for Glaive, especially from that previous map, right? He was held relatively quiet here. Just an easy shot. There's no flashes, there's no utility. Holds the line, gets it done. Yeah, that's maybe not a bad suggestion right there.
Ah, okay. So secondary coach for NaVi in the crowd there.
Pace and bullets. I think that could be name of the game is take a look. A couple Tech 9s, maybe they can opt for that pace. A window smoke immediately out here and Simple's just going to surge forward.
Yeah, he is looking like a man possessed and deleted.
Legged and dead.
Deleted, yeah.
Another
legged
opening
and
for
dead.
Farlig.
Another one. That's his 4th.
Yeah, keep counting. They're going to keep going up here. He's having a great time.
Oh, I love the bait smoke. Zip ahead of the pack for info, and look at this. He's got so much to report. No one home and B. Now, that AK is not wasted. Simple doesn't get anything done, but there's an armored Bit. The headhunter himself. His responsibility now becomes to try and forge a path and tip the scales back. Again, favoring Astralis at the hands of Farlig's AWP. Blame, oh, again caught out on the connector position.
So some issues here. Oh, hold up a second, Config. That is massive. There was going to be pressure on Glaive towards A. So many bodies were coming his way, but
he needs help.
A bit easier now. Farlig's coming over.
Forced out, looking the wrong way. It's info, but they are committing to A. Electronic. Ooh, another one! He gets the bomb carrier, and Farlig needs to live on now. Tech 9 and an AK for NaVi in the 2v3. Bomb planting. Zip trying to draw fire. Pressuring. Oh, another from Farlig! Low now, very vulnerable to Bit in the 1 versus 3. Can he ignite NaVi for their T-round spree? He's ahead of it. 2 of them bleeding internally. Oh, what a spin! A 90-degree shift, and he taps the head. Config, he's just held it! He holds his nerve! And Bit does not challenge! What is that? Look at his health! Chaddy could have fallen to anything. And Bit just doesn't brave it, tries to call the bluff. It was nearly something quite magical.
Oh, that was the only option Config had right there. If he took the fight, the low HP against the AWP. Oh, this is great stuff from Farlig and Config both combining here.
The
and Config,
balls.
yeah, balls are still right here.
God, the smoke perfect. He even takes him after as well, just for good measure. Uh-oh, Farlig's done it again. What's that, 5?
They just keep coming. Farlig can't be stopped. They're coming his way. He's hitting the shots. He doesn't look shaky at all. This is such a contrast to yesterday on this exact map from Farlig. He looks like a completely different player right now.
And yesterday he proved to himself he can do it on a stage like this. Growing familiar with the environment. And it bodes very well for a competitive second map. 12 frags and ooh, a risky maneuver.
I like it though. They definitely had a conversation about let's be confident, let's take some fights. You continue to see it here in the way that they're approaching this game, and it's working for Farlig. Maybe not so much for blameF. He's stayed forward in this connected position a couple of times now and has been caught off guard.
Safe.
It can't happen again.
He was safe from the flash. He knows Bit's coming, and he still can't win the duel. How does Bit take that fight so successfully? They have an advantage now, and you can see the intention. Missed window. Connector solves it. Molly combined, Zip, sight, and oh, he's plucked Simple from the pack. The bomb now spotted. It's Config Zorp as well in the feed. Perfecto and Bit limping. 30 HP between the two of them in this 2-on-2. And Bit's trying to pivot. Oh,
I know he's here.
Do they? Well, they will now. Throws out the incendiary, but they're so low they can't push him. He just has to spread him. He burns himself to a crisp. Red face for Glaive and red HP for NaVi. One bullet from that USP could do it. 37, okay. 10 seconds, he's just gonna run. Sprinting now. And Config, go on, doesn't hit it.
Spam the box, he can spam the box with the AK.
Oh, the M4's even better. Perfecto, how would you possibly clutch up? Because Config hunts down. It's 7 now for the Danes. Config, that's a couple of closes now.
Bit of a shift here. Bit of a shift right now in the mood and the atmosphere of this one. The way that Astralis is starting to approach this game and the confident fights that they're taking here.
Crazy.
Yeah, look, Glaive gives himself a bit of a 1G moment here. Summit's going to be proud of that. We saw that over at the major this time round happening and again, and Glaive was just buying time. Because look, the fact that he was staying alive in that situation was melting time off the clock to allow the rotation to come in. Config, back-to-back rounds from him as well. He's a confidence player, right? The mood in the Astralis camp here in Cologne has been different. It hasn't been the sulky Astralis. I think it's an Astralis that realizes, hey, we're here, let's have some fun. And that has been a key to their success. From the play-ins to the group stage to the Lanxess Bloody Arena right now. And this is the change. Astralis are 7-2 up. They have a 5-round lead. They're looking confident, they're taking fights, they're getting stuck in. And the key is not only Config, but Farlig. Where has this been? Where has this been the entire tournament in the bottom 5 players? Coming into the playoff stage yesterday, turns it around on stage, as in continuing now to run with that confidence here.
Especially after the first map. Nuke was a thrashing. To shake it off and to bring the game. Will Farlig meet Simple again? He tried his luck in an aggressive Apps peak. Simple did best him, but it's Farlig that's posted 12 kills. Simple, a humble 4. Blame and Bit. Uh-oh, both of them here. Glaive in support, and again this head-to-head goes Bit's way. Popping heads, 12 bullets though. He only needs the one. Will back away.
Well, at least it's not a Farlig opening here. That has been such a key to the success. So now that Bit has been able to topple them immediately out the gates, it's going to change the tune of this. How do Astralis respond? Do they group up? Do they play as a unit? Do they let the fight come to them? Because NaVi, they're not in a rush here. Perfecto being very diligent with the clears. He's worried about some of the gaps he's left as the anchor player over towards A. Now sweeping out top mid is Electronic, so they have the space to work with, but a call needs to come through.
I mean, these were the rounds Astralis couldn't close on Nuke. We didn't see it. We saw no evidence of Astralis able to dig themselves out of a disadvantage. Is Mirage a different field? Or is it going to be that same story? Here comes NaVi.
It's all on Zip here. The B-split's coming through.
Yeah, and they don't have backup quickly. Good tags. Chipping further away at Electronic. Zip has revealed himself and trying to reposition. Farlig bringing the AWP for that retake.
They're not committing here. This is trying to force the rotation.
It's working. Farlig's got a little premonition. The Bit. Ooh, another stunning headshot onto the AWPer. Config does shut that down, but NaVi in limbo. They're going to have to commit. SDY's jumping out of the apps as they head A. Zip should have him. And he does. Bomb loose. This looks like 8. They're doing it. A 4v5 recovered by Astralis.
There's no time to plant here. They're not going to get the bomb down. Config again. It doesn't get the frag, but it doesn't matter. It's just going to be Simple saving the AWP and discombobulated now NaVi. Too many fights, too many fronts. The mid-round not there. Starting to look flustered.
Got to feel good for blameF as well. You know you've given it up and you get to watch as your team climb back into the round.
They challenged for a reaction with that play that looked like a B split, and you can understand why they want to pressure B. It's in the back of Astralis' mind as well. It was a bit of a hemorrhage point against Mirage yesterday, but they didn't really whimper or wince. They still had enough players in forward positions to deal with that. Config key yet again here. 14 kills for Config now, and this is the Config that everybody wants to see.
Yeah, himself included, he knows what he's capable of. And when you're down 0-1, heading into your opponent's map pick in a semi-final in a sold-out arena, that is when you want to manifest the very best of yourself.
8 consecutive rounds for Astralis now. They've won out the half. They've done a great job here. I said 9 or 10 on this CT side. They're just 1 away from hitting that par for the course. And NaVi have been forced into taking their second time out. You don't see that too often. That Blade's the one under the pump here, trying to change the dialogue.
A different shape. Now don't forget, a timeout was taken. Blade has clearly had some input. Does the coach...
What is this?
What the hell is Farlig up to? It's traded at least. He wanted answers in the underpass.
I don't think the communication was there. Blame saw that the molly had missed top mid, but Farlig ran out like the top mid box was completely clear. They didn't have that information.
And it does lead to what was technically an opening, albeit immediately traded. Oh, Config, you may not be ready for this. Yeah, SDY, woo, quick adjustment on that M4. Astralis doing it again. Perfecto, very quiet here on the T start for Mirage. And Zipex, the B defender, is getting a little bit of a stretch of his legs, and Bit not ready for that. Config builds upon it as well. 16 and counting, folks. A KD of 3. And well, it's simple. Yeah, the Undertaker was in attendance on Nuke. But this is beyond any possible undertaking.
Yeah, he's been heard now. The scope has been noted. They know exactly where he is. Right? The fact that he scopes there and is unable to get a fight, that's perfect. So playing for info. Astralis doing everything right now. Config forward, his position is going to be noted here. And simple, he's kind of just along for the ride. It's a nice shot, sure, but he's spectating as the rest of the rounds fall apart. And they don't need to push him. They don't need to give him anything. But they probably want to after the time. It's very unlikely Simple gets away with this one here. They will run him down.
He's getting himself comfy on the cushions, hoping he gets overlooked.
They know he's pinned. Zips in spawn.
Jumping, not checked, blame. Fumbles and foils the plans for the save from Simple.
Maybe I was getting a bit ahead of myself here. This is the Astralis, which can really spoil the party for NaVi here. It's 200 bucks to Simple's name. The loss bonus, yeah, it's maxed out. But they're going to need to get a plant here if everybody wants to have a buy. And this is a great type of kill to be getting here on Simple. He's the type of guy traditionally rubbing the salt in the wound, and it's a good confidence booster there from Blame. Right? He actually stayed alive, didn't go down in connector in a round like that. The double orbs are out here, and this could actually be a bit of an issue because we are right now heading quickly towards the B site.
We haven't seen this before. Glaive will hear all of that. He'll hear the stampede of NaVi charging in. He posted up his config. Lays Bit to rest. SDY joins the rest. And that's a quick end to round 12. They're up to 10, Chad. You set the marker. 9, 10 to keep hopes alive on Mirage. And this Astralis, completely different. The juxtaposition of the team that was on Nuke, their pick, and the one here on NaVi.
And the fact is, the workhorse of the team, Blame, he's not the one that we're turning towards in this type of a situation. It's Config and Farlig who are the ones who are getting us screaming and they'll get NaVi squirming. But this is cream from Config, just ruling everything around him.
And the ramifications of that Simple save, like they really boxed him in, right? They punished him. They pushed him after time. Brutality from Astralis, managing that punish.
You can see what it means now. Simple is on a Galil into the next round of play. No AK, no AWP, the buys are brittle, and NaVi are just getting brutalized right now. It doesn't feel like there's anything they can do, and Config, the confidence as it starts to build. He's a momentum-based player. Look at this. Gonna drop that right on the nose and take a couple of fights here.
Immediate reaction. Nade looks good. Oh, just shy. Oh, what? What? Through the box. On the extinguish electronic. An opening death for him, handed his way by Config on that secondary AWP. Him and Farlig are having a field day.
I think the conversation is allowing these players to be off the leash and fluid, right? Because they're just doing a little bit more of what they want in these situations, taking fights, getting stuck in. The teamwork is still there. It's still high-level Counter-Strike. but it's something that NaVi are clearly just being rattled by. You see NaVi, what are they meant to do with a number disadvantage again?
Quick re-smoke. Glaive got his finger on the pulse as to where NaVi are going to be hitting. He's got his troops ready, 3 of them in particular. Glaive wants to fight. Wow, Zip has yet to be revealed. He should go down. NaVi are into the site now. Blame, perhaps some redemption combined with Config. The bomb on the back of Simple, and he's down. Oh, nearly 2. Loses vision. SDY has to step up. With 3 HP, he does prevail. Can they get that bomb down? Farlig trying his luck on the wall. Bang! Oh! Spanks his bottom! The bomb is loose! And so are NaVi's hopes and dreams of a 3rd. Very unlikely. 2 points of health. And that'll do for an 11th. The Astralis section have found their voice as NaVi issued a gag order by Astralis.
This is remarkable scenes here from Config. He's up to 21 kills here. We'll watch this one back again. Oh, okay. Yeah, not even the player he was aiming at through the box. A quick little flick of the wrist, and, well, Farlig is going to get a wallbang kill of his own. Both important. The bomb not going down allows that retake. Well, doesn't even have to be a retake in that situation, does it? NaVi, what can you do? They're going to give Simple an AK again, but sure, he's got 6 kills. They're not finding any ways in at the moment. Bit was the most successful around middle here when he's been taking the fight against Blame. But now with Blame, he finds some confidence. Electronic in the dirt. It's a completely different looking team.
Can we check in on those openings for that half? I want to know just how many Astralis have found. This new aggressive zero, I don't want to say zero respect, but you know, there is an air of it.
I'll put it this way, NaVi's found 4 so far.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 for Bit, 2 for Electronic. Otherwise, it's been one-way traffic for Astralis, and what a flip, what a change-up, and the continuance of this confidence is just barreling forward. They're dealing with the AK. Yeah,
look at this.
This is not a position you AWP.
Not against Tech9s either. They just want to hit the shots. It's Mirage, and it is starting to feel very scrimmy. Bang on the money. And this is where you don't want to lose hold of this advantage.
Okay.
Build upon it. Blame again.
Hold up a second. I don't think they know Bit's here. Unless Zip just caught him on the clear, the bomb can still be scooped up. Bit right now, this is a big stage environment. If he can find this kill, maybe there's a way back in.
He's looking. Oh, he looked. Away. Oh, Zip down. Bit's got the way in. Config is in hot pursuit of that bomb carrier. SDY been heard. Oh, he's missed it. Another chance for NaVi. Bit has given him a slight opportunity. And he's gotten away from the first shot as well. Smoke blooms. Astralis will surely not trip over their laces on the way back in. I say it as Bit still fragging with the low HP. Bit doing it all, and now SDY on top. Another weapon to play and ply their trade. Blame trying to save, and they're doing it. Turning it on its head, 2 versus 4. Shattering Astralis' advantage. And with no health, it's no problem. He's tagged him on the AWP as well. Glaive hamstrung, no time for this. What an incredible round of play. And you can hear just how enjoyable that was to witness. Yeah, Bit goes down with the ship, but that is magnificent.
Wow, the most unlikely of circumstances there to be able to turn that one around. And Zip was even considering that type of a flank. You saw the damage that was done with that initial exchange.
He was ready, does the damage, Bit holds his nerve and gets the frag. And don't forget, Config's on the flank, has the AWP shot, lets it slip. You know, all of these things combined lead to an incredible, against all odds, on a sidearm no less. SDY did everything he needed to as well.
Well, that's showing just how hard NaVi have to work just to post their 3rd round on the board here. So Astralis, look, they give one back, but Farlig again! Simple, dead, and it keeps on coming!
There's nothing left of NaVi. The round has just begun. Farlig decides he's taking matters into his own hands. You wouldn't keep pushing. Aska. Oh, he's let it go. The AWP idle in mid. Only for a second, though. There's another where that came from. Config dead. 1 on this AWP, but Astralis, they've got a bloodlust. They've got a serious bloodlust. Final round of this defensive half. They'd love 12. After their plans were foiled in the previous.
Perfecto's been extremely quiet. He's been the A anchor here. He's done absolutely nothing. Been a bit of a non-issue for Astralis to deal with here. No pressure, no frags. Just the 2 of them now wanting to piece this one back together here, but it's not going to be easy. SDY operating for the AK, has spotted out one here, wants to take the fight. The nade comes through and he can't get it done. It's just going to be Perfecto left and blameF will finish it. That is a 12-3 half in favor of Astralis. The Danes, they're not done yet.
This story continues to have extra chapters. Just when you think NaVi are running to that grand final, Astralis remind us who they are and where we are. 12-3 on the half, we'll be right back.
Patching the wound.
There's one guy who can help lock this whole thing down.
They have no idea he's here. He's found the gap. But this would be a huge round to win. This is just Glocks and a few little deagles. So this is definitely doable for Electronic. No armor though. They've got the kits. They can do this, but they need to get in now. He gets close to them. They have no idea he's in the back.
Device wasn't ready. He could knock S-Tag off the plant. A double, a triple.
Here comes Electronic into the bomb site, taking 2 heads and coming in big.
We are back, and if you just assumed after Nuke we were done, you wouldn't be the only one. Mirage has popped off, as has Astralis. Farlig, look at the maneuvers he was going for. Chad, you summarized it by saying whatever that team talk was, it was about aggression, letting them off the leash. And these Great Danes are off the leash, and they are rabid.
They're not looking tame whatsoever, taking fight after fight and not backing down from anything NaVi were throwing their way. The reactions right there tell the story, but an 11-round run on the CT side from Astralis, driven by Farlig's opening and Config's clutches, is how we find ourselves on the precipice of a 3rd map of play. Astralis, after map number 1, it thought we were done. It thought we were just going to have a quick 2-0. Set them up for the grand final appearance to defend their title from last year, but Astralis looking to change history, looking to take us to the 3rd to start the conversation of their first Cologne final ever.
Not for lack of trying. A pistol would certainly extend those odds further for a 3rd. SDY, far enough shots, they're trying to bait them in. Will Astralis take it? Oh, they are. Hook, line, and sinker into the stack. 3 frags in the feed immediately, NaVi. Counting on blame are Astralis. He's out the palace, hitting a banger. It was Simple he took down, and oh, there's a low HP on SDY. He does have to be careful there. Whoa! Okay, one way to isolate. Drive by, Zipex tries his luck and hits another. He's handed something blame can perhaps work with now. 2 versus 5, what can blame do with the remaining time? He's got 60 seconds, they want to try and peek him in.
Okay.
Quickie out a bit. A flash of blue. And the headshot comes through.
Didn't want to let him get away there because blame, look, I said it's going to be difficult to keep him quiet in the first half. He had a rough go around connector here, but that's one way to start getting yourself back into this game. As mentioned, Config and Farlig doing a lot of the heavy lifting here. Blave and Zip towards the bottom of the scoreboard, but now blame on this T side can really start to chip in. Looking like they want to keep this one pretty humble to round 17, not wanting to buy too far into things, and we'll just be taking a few pistol upgrades.
Normally I'd say play the game of avoid the SMG. Going to be hard to do so with the investments of NaVi.
Yeah, quite a few more SMGs in the mix here. UMP for SDY and well, 2 for Perfecto and Bit on the MP9. So yeah, you're normally seeing a lot of teams. I think we saw Astralis in that first half getting quite a few.
Look at the firing line. You round that corner, you are probably not going to be returning to your bomb site.
It feels like a bit of a pub master
Look at
call,
that.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, let's all go sit in a line in underpass here. Hello, Bit.
Shooting his shoes off. And Electronic, well, he has a FAMAS. Maybe Astralis can feed the FAMI. Simple, looking for answers, and he does catch lead, the first click out of blame.
And Bit's still low, so you can't fumble this. He might go down here for free. He will dispatch of Config here, but it could be a couple of issues if Astralis find another kill in a plant.
Yeah, if Glaive continues to keep connector guessing, well, not for long. Perfecto still responsible for early warning signs, and he'll hear them now. Should have a couple. Puts the bomb on the floor. Just that blame Deagle, really, for hope of a plant. Trying to pull the bullets. They've got 7 bullets left. It's still enough. Snaps on in. 1 back from Zip. But NaVi will convert the gimme.
Yeah, I think a bit of a conversation about Perfecto there. You see him get a couple of kills, but maybe from the desk about him on the T side not being active enough over towards that lurk on Palace, because he wasn't causing any issues, and that's why Config was able to play so far forward ramp and Palace in a lot of rounds. But he can redeem himself here on this CT side. But it needs to be said that NaVi have won both pistols so far in this map, and the score is 12-5. So if they lose in a single digit, right, it's all going to come from those pistol rounds. It's really been nothing in the gun rounds whatsoever here.
Well, here's a gun round right now.
They're through here. They're quick on this.
Very quick. SDY are none the wiser. Electronic trying as hard as he might. He doesn't finish the fight. Stop incendiary will cancel playtime for blame. And this is what Astralis are often known to do and do well. Force that util. Look at this. You get the frag, and suddenly you pull on the reins. All of barraging. Very limited util out of NaVi. They're poking and prodding again, Chad. Simple. Smoke to play around. He wants answers. He's been given nothing.
They could go again here. Smoke for CT, a flash over the top, a couple of mollies in play. Config still forward. If Simple continues to look for information, he might go down to blame or Config, both lying in wait on these extremities here, but this could just be a fake here from Glaive and Farlig.
Understandably paranoid. You've been all grouped on one part of the map for a long time. You don't know where the CTs have gotten to.
A lot of gaps here to cover. You can see Perfecto worried about them coming through window and flanking.
No, the clock not going to be Astralis' friend now. They have 30 seconds to piece this together. The uncertainty is brewing. You know, NaVi's positioning tells us that.
Perfecto needs to bait them into Simple here. Simple can shut this round down single-handedly, but it's going to get hard now.
As it got hot, quick smoke to pop. Glaive through. Oh, Config gets him. It's Perfecto. You talked about redemption. Well, if he could stop that bomb plant here on the A site, he might just do it. Bomb is loose. Blame trying to bail him out of trouble. Time is of the essence. Glaive to punch in the digits, but he's sitting duck. Farlig won. No health, but no time. Farlig gets him, but that's around NaVi. Well played to Perfecto. Catches him planting. And that time, you know, they really did stop the clock there, Astralis. How long did they spend just waiting after that initial advantage?
See, the round, I still like the way that they were piecing it back together here. The fact that Simple goes down without a fight whatsoever is great, but Config getting caught out, that is the only detail. And when you play this late round Counter-Strike, those are the type of details that you cannot slip by the wayside. You needed somebody close by either to pick up the bomb or help get that trade quicker. And now down to the pistols. Pace was their friend over on Nuke. Actually, Farlig with the hero AK in a round like this, you know, you stay alive, you allow him to keep it. You know, we're not going to be dropping it right now to blame. You're not going to be dropping it to Config. Farlig's been having a game. You can hold on to it. You did a great job there of obliterating all the forces in the previous round, mate. Let's see what you can do for us here, because Openings and Farlig, they've been going hand in hand right here on Mirage.
Can he really find anything here? He's definitely coming to his own.
They have so much room early. I know we're already down to about the minute mark here, but they're just posturing. NaVi don't really have enough utility to try and contend and contest.
Bit's blind and tagged and run on down, still stubborn on this SMG. Farlig fills the feed, but only the one. AK far away. Electronic may have cancelled the play. Config is being a sneaky beaver, and Blame just needs to live. Just needs to live, as Config cannot fumble this. Oh, okay, SDY's down. Electronic on notice, no trade available unless you bang him through the boards. Blame doesn't have the health, and Perfecto, he knows. And so a 7th is added to the board. NaVi, both pistols, but a 12-3 half.
Actually working quite nicely for Astralis here because they accrued such a massive lead in the first half. The max loss bonus will play into their favor for a lot of this. So even though Farlig saved the AK in the previous, was able to come through and have enough money right now to get another buy, right? So it's not the end of the world, and actually he's going to concede and get a Galil. So he's been told by the boss man of Blame, who's doing the calling right now on Mirage, that he needs to have certain utility. I think he accidentally bought a Zeus there, so he's spending a little bit more than he should, but Electronic with a mix-up here.
Glaive just
straight through the smoke on a Simple. He released the molly and Glaive just popped him.
Quite the tap. Now this is again an Astralis opening. And Blame does not want to see the odds leveled immediately. They Molotov down and Zipix extended their lead. Perfecto toes the line. Electronic, oh, he wasn't ready for 2. The Flames obscure Config in view. SDY though in mid. Oh, barrel. Zipex hunted on tap. And it's a quick double to pull us right back into a very awkward 2v2.
How much space can Config take here? He's very early. I'm not sure if they're going to respond to this. SDY is trying to sniff this one out, but Glaive has plenty of time to allow Config to work around the map here. Worried about the push through the underpass position, but Bit is not aware of this. He has no idea that Config has been able to sneak this far forward.
He seems aware already. Spots him. Lot of info for NaVi now. But they have the sight. Bomb, express delivery. Deep controlling smoke of kitchen.
Bomb has been planted.
Decisions to be made. Kits are present. And this next duel will determine if the retake is on. It's cancelled by Config. Bit'll have a go. Try as hard as he might. 2 to find in the fight. And light on time. They're just hiding. And that's another banger. Triple as he heads for the 30 bomb. Config will not remain downtrodden after Nuke. He does seem to have come in and played his game on the big stage.
He's trying to one-up Simple from the previous map. This was it, right? So yeah, Simple coming out there releases the incendiary to go top mid-box, and Glaive doesn't have any issues just pipping him straight through the smoke. That's a huge opening. Zip getting the second there. And right now, that's 8 multi-kills for Config.
You say he's pushing Simple after his performance on Nuke. Config's right there in the ADR and frag department.
Yeah, this is huge from Config. This is the play you need to see on the stages, but Simple, he wants his own back. This time it's Blame the victim through the smoke.
Anything you can do, I can do better. Simple decrees with a quick opening. Now they are rather humble. NaVi defending their honor here in round 21 with pennies and pistachios. It's MP9s, 5.7s. But the advantage seized.
Perfecto doesn't have any reason to move here. He doesn't feel any pressure elsewhere on the map. Has Simple in tow here with one of those M4s that they brought into a round like this. It's Simple and Bit to be the ones to provide the firepower. And they have a very good read of the situation right now. Look at all the bodies here. He's going to have to move.
He will. Zipex catches him, but glaive does nothing on short side. Electronic equipped now with a bigger gun. And that advantage holding on. They seem to be pulling the plug.
A little bit outmaneuvering here from Astralis, at least trying to, and sure. They're rerouting, time starting to tick against them, 35 seconds left on the clock, but nobody really resides on the site. They do have a smoke on Zip for CT spawn, but are they going to use it? SDY and Bit, it's all on them.
Send in Config first, see what the man can get done. Wow! SDY timed to perfection on his engagement. Config focus, there's too many things you have to focus on. Gets across. And two barreling towards him. It's nice from Farlig, running him down though, trying to stop the plant is SDY, and heavily impactful round out of SDY, right? He's hanging right at the top of the scoreboard with Electronic.
Yeah, handy stuff, right? Because look, the conversation in the previous map was, Simple, he's great, you know, everything about Simple, Simple, Simple. But right now, Simple has 9 kills. He's not getting a whole lot done. It's Bit, the man that you want to turn towards, Electronic starting to chip in, and SDY.
Electronic was low. Like, just as that double came in, SDY immediately just knew it, clicked in his brain, I cannot allow this man to play an after plan.
But is Blade a man there who you think looks like has too many troubles? It's a bit of a smoke creeping onto his face. I think he still has a bit of hope in this because NaVi are the hardest team to put away in Counter-Strike.
Does Blade believe they can close in 2 still after a 12-3 half from their opponent?
Well, it's only 1 T round for Astralis so far. They still get another bye here. They're still able to remain competitive. A timeout taken to discuss their options. They can still break NaVi. The finances haven't been built yet. They got another round down, nice and close, thanks to Farlig's late double. Astralis, they're keeping NaVi right where they want them, but if they lose another round consecutively here and they're unable to be competitive, it might be starting to slip in favor of NaVi as they build back into this.
And don't forget, there's uncertainty about where the calls come from on this map. Astralis swapping leadership. This T side is being run by blame. As it continues to hit the brick wall that is NaVi, do they doubt? Do they bicker? Or can they just pull 3 rounds out of their hat and take us the distance in this semi-final? You've got Config, he's online. Word.exe in his config. Different feeling now, isn't there? Oh! Oversteps the mark, quick trade! SDY's doing a lot of the legwork for NaVi, but look at Simple. A forward position in order to find that info when he desires.
Oh, he needs to be so careful.
Is he going to be aware?
He needs to be so careful.
You're just not ready. For this, Simple puts the bomb on the floor. They have full mid control. Blame would have to hit a banger, not to be today, as Bit hits the heady. Recovery from glaive as he does swing around. Too many targets. No one giving him a fair fight. NaVi play it to perfection, and this gap gets smaller. Chad, I'm starting to get nervous here.
Yeah, well, this is the type of round that NaVi needed. They needed to humble Astralis, make sure that even with that max loss bonus I spoke about, the bomb didn't go down. They didn't do enough damage there to really justify another full buy. Because, look, Config could get into an AK with armor, and the rest could get out Khalil's. The Zip could be in that same boat. So they could stay in with a buy. But you're probably going to want to get out all the goodies, all the util, maybe even the Farlig AWP. This will have to just be half by territory.
All right, well, I was convinced we were seeing 3, but I'm going to check in with my analysts. Lanxess, do we see a 3rd map, or did NaVi close now? We're going to see 3? Okay, I'd say it's about 50-50. We're not sure. They're not sure. Let's find out.
This little half by here from Astralis, it depends where they want to find the pressure point. Right, NaVi, they're still playing behind it. Right? They're trying to read right now what Astralis are going to bring out, which side they're going to hit. And this time they're going to knock on the door of what should be the A-bomb site here. They have enough utility for a pretty standard execute. Smoke walls up. Molly's in play, flashes as well. Overrunning SDY and Electronic will be the first 2 they have to get past here, but Electronic setting him up with a flash forward. Steps in, doesn't see a whole lot.
Could be bad intel. Smoke will arrive. That will cancel the jive. They won't have time. 18 seconds just going to rot off that clock as SDY trying to play a dangerous game. Routine inspection of the tiles.
Play anti-flash here. Simple, not too far away. Doesn't have an AWP and maybe a better weapon for the job if they do execute towards that A side. But he'll be the first responder to help out SDY and Electronic. Now blameF has a molly. That should be landing right on SDY's toes. And here they come.
Extinguish. Bodies. Electronic. A passive spray. SDY, if he can get one, yeah, back is turned, no trade available. We need Config now. He's leaped through the smoke and plucked from the pack. It's one back, but already Astralis disintegrated into this meat grinder on the A side. Electronic's not letting blameF do anything more with that Deagle. Dings him down. NaVi now are the ones with that bloodlust as they close the gap. We're into 10.
Started this half with the conversation. Astralis pushing us to 3. Potentially being the first time they could make it to a Lanxess Grand Final. Now it's about, well, can they stand up against NaVi just to get to the 3rd? Because this comeback, it's on. It is on right now. Still only 1 T round, and they didn't have the pistols. Remember, the defining factor for NaVi within the early stage of that first half was the pistol and then the 2nd round. And then as you move later into this game, yeah, they get the pistol again. The conversions, it's been relatively clean since then, but Farlig with the AWP seems to be Astralis want to turn.
Yeah, makes sense. He was instrumental in that first half, and also bears reminding of that 2 versus 4. Low HP, bit behind everyone.
Oh, bit of a flub there from Electronic. So that's 17 kills. We'll let him off the hook for that one, but he's not hitting quite its mark.
And that was one of the 3 rounds that NaVi found. Is that going to be the difference maker? Astralis just been touching distance, agonizingly close, and yet not finding any traction. They've got 1 round to celebrate so far.
blameF was at least pretty active in the initial clears there. I'm not sure if they want to park him and play a lurk, right? If they want to allow blameF to activate late, if they can get into the A site and plant for mid, blameF can come out B, come short, and try and win the round for his team here. Config and Farlig have done so much work to get them to this point. And the next one to step up with a closer will have to be blameF.
So as the window smoke pops,
they know nothing's mid. Look at all the bodies they have forward of this. They have all the info, there's nothing else. It's a very bad fake.
here's the commit. Glaive.
He missed the molly.
He did, and now he's just cancelled his own access point into the site. Bit suspicious now, as are NaVi, retooling, repositioning, but no resistance yet. They do need to get that bomb down. It's been an issue for Astralis. Still a 5v5, folks. 20 seconds, not a body dropped. Not a single body dropped, and it's bit on the slither gap. Taps down one, sprays into Zip. Traded back. 10 seconds. Will they plant? Electronic doesn't seem to think so. They just don't have the time or the bomb. Oh, and it's fizzling out for Astralis. AK upgrades and a beaming smile on Blade's face.
If that's a blame call, right, if we are buying into the fact they've said that he's calling right there, he's setting himself up to win the round. Right? He's having the rest of his team execute onto the A site to get in, to get the bomb down so that he can clutch. But if they can't get into the site, he's not putting himself in the position to close it down. And they just got picked apart one by one here, Astralis. They have to be feeling this one is bleak now because blame, yeah, the saved AK, sure, he gets that in his hands, but he'll need to be here with the pack. And they want to try this A site one more time.
Pace, name of the game. Bit with a quick react. It's Glaive trying to, as hard as he might. The nade has got his name written all over it. Safe in the sandwich. Run on down. It's Blame at the forefront of the pack now. Good to see his name in the feed. He's got 2. A headshot, and Config builds upon it. Breaking their silence on a half buy, but it's not done yet. He's only got a Glock, Chad, a couple of flashbangs. Glaive's going to try and set up Blame to close.
Look at Simple's U2 here. They can still go for this retake. A smoke on the bomb. A well-placed molly, a flash to initiate. They're going to give this one a go.
It's all on Blame. A quiet game. Needs to force a 3rd map. NaVi firing on all cylinders, but so is blameF. 3 frags in this round. It's only Simple. He does have to defuse. He can't even find it. It should be set in stone as the boulder keeps Astralis' hopes afloat.
Sigh of relief right there for Astralis to eventually be able to break through here with a 2nd T-sided round, but that's it. And this one, sure, Blame joins the party and actually cracks open the site. This guy can do it all. He just needs to believe, like, he knows he can entry frag, right? And this is with the team running forward here. The 2nd, oh, that is beautiful. That's exactly what you need. And Config with the follow through. Gets himself a 3rd within the round here, and Simple just with not enough time. The buy can be there, but the timeout having to be made. NaVi using their 3rd and the pressure starting to mount for both sides. that was just caught off guard. You could see there, the attack came out ramp and there was multiple players over towards the triple box in the site. They were kind of stepping on each other's toes.
Yeah, it got very cramped very quickly, and then you see Config just immediately, you know, his objective was ironed out. Kill CT, take CT away from NaVi, it works. So does that. Astralis now with 2 T rounds to be celebrated. Let's not forget, NaVi managed 3.
And this is extremely impressive to keep Simple this quiet. 13 kills to his name. It's Bit with 23 kills, 7 assists. You have 18 apiece for SDY and Electronic. And Perfecto, a miserable first half, but now finds himself on 11 in total.
All it would take is one more of those to guarantee overtime at a minimum. A blameF hero play, Config 29 and counting. You can't keep him out of a half. He will happen again. Simple. Okay. Ooh, wow. Flashy. Shuts down Glaive immediately upon contact at the top of mid. Astralis down in the dumps.
Window Smoke's going to fade here, I think. I thought they were going to pivot over to take a fight, but they're just going to rejig. They're playing the number advantage. This is something that NaVi does very well. So now they're going to relinquish control of the earlier territory and force Astralis to expend so much extra time just clearing it out. Now the block utility comes out, and that's the last real piece. Perfecto with 1 smoke, SDY with an incendiary in his hands, but operating at a number disadvantage. Astralis have had a really hard time with rounds like this.
So it's going to be off the flashbang. Config deploys it, turned by NaVi and starting to crawl again. Light on time, but not hope. A little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. Config 1 onto Bit. SDY still has the sight and support in the form of Electronic. Zipex needs to find a way in unless, oh, he has! Catches Electronic, finally needs a close quarter AWP shot now. He needs this now, and he's got it! He's got it, it's up to Simple. Blame saves the day as well, and only Simple can disrupt and stop the 15th from becoming a reality. Woof! Farlig, he had to hit that, Chad. There's no question about it. That round does not exist if he doesn't hold his nerve on that clear.
What a huge round. What a massive round that is. Broken late on the CT side. NaVi, their economy is absolutely ruined. And Zip there, fantastic shot, and this is it. This is so much pressure on Farlig now. He's had a great game so far, but that kill is going to matter the most. The 15th thrown on the board, and Simple denied. No way back in, no chance to play out that clutch. And just one more round now for Astralis. You look at the money situation for NaVi, there's nothing that they can buy that is really going to lift the hopes of this camp. Blade, having the conversation yet again. But how are you going to dig yourself out of this? Map number 3, overpass just around the corner, and the Danes, they want to push us the distance.
Oh, overpass. Didn't think we'd be seeing it after that first map.
This is remarkable from Farlig. You can't stop talking about the fact that this guy was one of the lowest rated players in the entire tournament coming into the arena. And right now, he's showing us what he's got. He's becoming the player Astralis need. He's hanging with the big boys against the biggest.
It's got to be said, Farlig. Some people do lose themselves in the stage, but he's finding himself with the help of the full Lanxess arena. It's horrible for NaVi here to extend play. The odds tipping further in Astralis' favor, and Zip is posted up. Bang! From Bit, 1 click. Glaive has to do what he couldn't, and he does. Stops things from spiraling as Bit gives NaVi a little bit more of that hope. 30 bomb has been hit by Config. And territory being held, a clear spread, a division of resources on this attack. Looking for answers is Simple. A quick glance into that window. And here comes the squad as well. They want to clear it out. Blame and Config required. Nice find. More on the agenda. In the window, a hard fight. They combine. Nice from NaVi. Blame goes down with a bottle of flame. He didn't have his gun out. Molly to a gunfight. Now 45 seconds. Has Bit started? A NaVi recovery.
Still going to be rough right now. Perfecto looks like he'll be the only responder as Glaive's actually got different plans here. Farlig side by side. Still plenty of time, and in the late round, this is where they came up trumps to get round 15.
NaVi know nothing. They're flying blind right now. Glaive and Farlig working it out on the timing. SDY looks away, averts his gaze and goes down. 14 though, that bomb has to be planted safely, and Simple hiding in plain sight. He could ruin it all. He can ruin it all. No one bodyguarding, taps the head, and we will go again. Farlig needs to hold on to that AWP, but Simple, he knew what he had to do. The devs talk about his game sense. It's the impact frag that extends play.
Probably the most impactful kill he's had of the game so far. 15 to his name, but sure, he'll get them up to 12. And it is just getting that 12th round. This is not convincing. This is with a couple of deagles, a scorcher from Bit to kick off proceedings, and then as a pack, they mob them. But Simple here, you see the first bullet, the second was needed. Eventually will deny, but it got close. And Astralis know they have a few extra rounds to play for here, but look at this, Farlig given the opportunity here to really close this game down and be the hero. Sure, Config 31 kills to his name. Blame now in the mix with 20, but Farlig on this AWP. They'd be ready for this.
Okay, Simple. A touch more aggressive, knowing the weapons were lower. And that advantage that NaVi keep finding, this time it's him that provides.
It's crazy Farlig's found himself in some of these situations with the residual gun here, and he can really be a conversation point because he's been a bit more relaxed with the AWP, right? He's been happy to take some of these fights. Unfortunately for him, Glaive has given over the life early, right? If they stayed 5-on-5 and they allowed him to work and help bait in a couple of kills, you could get excited about this, but now he needs to do something miraculous, right? He needs to be a bit flicky. He needs to be combat OP in your face. Hope that they overstep a mark. And remember, we're talking about NaVi. It's very infrequent they do that.
Yeah, finding a gap in the armor would like that. Yeah, Config's Deeg. Solid onto Electronic, but it is just going to be so difficult. I think Farlig may have caught a glimpse there. SDY on that default box, Zip overrun. And Farlig, what are you supposed to do with it? Simple. Starting to warm up. I don't think he had plans for a third.
Yeah, and I think the little lovely narrative I'm trying to build there, Astralis didn't want to set their AWPer up for success there. You know, you want to try and stay alive, set him up, try and find him a pick. Unable to get anything done at all. And Simple warming up late, warming up very late here. He's now in the conversation, up to 18 kills.
You can't keep a good man down.
Well, 2 more required for overtime here.
2 12-3 halves traded blows. That would be something. And we talked about how agonizingly close Astralis have been. Well, he doesn't get closer than 15.
To look at some of the rounds they've won as well. Config with back-to-back clutches. Blame coming up huge with a saved AK.
Different smokes, different page of the strat book. Blame at the spearhead of mid. Evades the nade. Lot of pressure. NaVi not willing to investigate.
I think they're trying to read this as a B split here. Look at all the players right now from NaVi over towards B.
Yeah, they're concerned. The smokes are still up. Bit has nothing to report on his glance. He's actually probably not aware of just how close some of these members are.
Has to get the bottom top mid. I know there's plenty of time here, but Config dropping back to grab that now. Dropping back completely here. NaVi have gambled incorrectly. It's going to be on Electronic and SDY. And there's no smokes late. It's just flashes and Molotovs. Oh, spotted him in the back there. Bit's just lurked on out.
It's Bit again that tips the scales. Don't forget that Deagle open up. Blame looking for a response, but he's not favored in this duel. The crosshairs perfectly placed. Bit wants another round. And 20 seconds, you know how this one goes. Unless you've got 2 heroes, Zip and Config. Electronic might have this, but Config with 1 and done. We see a full 30, folks. Astralis, an impressive 12-round haul on their defense. And NaVi looking to respond in kind.
Astralis want to get this done in regulation. They've called their final timeout here. And Bit, that's a massive play. I think the fact that he knew Simple was alongside, he was happy to go for a little bit more of a risk in that situation and continuing to add numbers to the board.
Is there a mind game in play when there's a timeout at the last round of regulation? You know, do you go for gimmicks? Do you go for the bog standard default?
I think they truly probably right now know that they're unlikely to topple NaVi here if we go OT. So expending your final timeout right here, right now, is to get it done in regulation, because if we go 15-15, NaVi get 2 minutes to reset, they get their head back where it needs to be, they're gonna close this game 2-0. Astralis know that they need to get this done 16-14. They've worked so hard to get to this point. After a blowout on their map choice, they are back on Mirage, a map where they struggled yesterday against Mouse.
Have the Danes got the tenacity to close? It's not a dream buy, far from it. You just don't have the weapons that your opponents do. Perfecto and Bit set up. Oh, it's a good flash. Bit to be run down, and a Mac-10 fills the feed for the first. Astralis hopes, hinging on config, and Perfecto sprays down the B defense. There's nothing left. NaVi to force OT, only blame to voice concerns. A 1v3 with an SMG. That's asking a lot. And a no-scope to force it. You called it, Chad. Time to screw their heads back on straight, but that is resilience from both sides.
It's very strange counter, so you don't see many teams run this over and over again, but it works for NaVi. They seem to get on the bomb side and hit their shots. That's really what it's all about.
First found, Twist aggressing. They have to double peek. He's getting his shot. He's hitting it. Simple start.
This is a shooting gallery for Simple. It's practically deathmatch. Just the greatest. Simple with 5. Get out of my server.
Everything about the first map made this feel like just a stepping stone for NaVi. Astralis change our minds with an incredibly resilient Mirage. This is NaVi's pick and we go the distance. Unable to close, a 12-3 half right back from NaVi. But what does that leave us, Chad? OT, MR3, first to 19. And they've had a couple of minutes just to screw their heads on tight.
It's all about the CT sides right now. Both teams really struggling to get those T rounds on the board. So anything that Astralis can post here in the first half of OT is going to be gold, right? We're talking just one round. That is more than enough. And if you look back at regulation, Astralis won what felt like more gun rounds, or at least rifles in the hand. NaVi had the pistol with the conversion to get themselves 3, but we're back underway. And overtime is where we find the fireworks.
Oh, and over the fire. Farlig misses a shot. SDY and Bit already with some quick and easy shutdowns. You talk about CT rounds, NaVi start as they do mean to go on. It's 3 Danes remain.
And think about some of the rifle rounds that they had. I say rifle rounds, I shouldn't be saying it all. SMGs, pistols, they're able to take it with anything. So NaVi delighted to have the 12,500 in their hands here to try and close this one down. And the fact that they have a 2-man opening immediately. Remember the strength of Astralis in the first half. It was the tenacity, it was the flair, it was the fights, and they go looking, and 2 of those entry fragging forces, Config and Farlig, have to sit and watch.
Yeah, those 2 frags, those 2 players, majority of the frags in comparison to all 3 currently alive. blameF tries his luck. SDY could have him dead to rights anytime he desires, and delights. Oh, a quick one, blameF. Low though. An electronic hiding in plain sight. On the site, Zipex doesn't clear it. That's the end of that. Only blameF, and that's electronic spraying from that default box. A triple kill, another multi-kill added to the tally.
I love the layers, the conversations they've just had there. If we want to get into the nerdy details of Counter-Strike, SDY was the one playing that box time and time again. This time around, he was more forward. He was actually playing in sandwich when he was taken out of the picture. They're not considering electronic here because they still had one player baiting to ticket, and this time it's Perfecto. So absolutely brilliant from NaVi here, just slight adjustments.
They know how the pros play, and they can exploit it.
Where do you head if you're Astralis here? Remember, opening kills is really an option, and oh, a chance for Simple. A gap in the smoke, a forced error here. Astralis will be on notice about this.
Farlig has been instrumental at times.
Got mid without a casualty this time round.
Will Astralis post around here on this T side?
It's under more pressure than I think he realizes here.
3 attempts, and blameF, this is a lot of pressure. Supported by Simple though. blameF in the safe spot for now, but he will catch Bit before he swings out. Simple with the rebuttal. A solid response, and still the defense is here. It's established.
They're backing off. They know the orb's here, and they're trying to get out of Farlig even. Oh, by the skin of his teeth, will get away with this, but you can see them, they see Simple, and they start to scamper. blameF coming into the site, needs to win this fight against SDY. He knows where he is.
And damage onto Simple as well. Config lingering in the apps. Yeah, there's a lot of fight going on, but if you could find Simple, you could find the site. Zip trying as hard as he might to get that bomb into the safety of the bomb site. This is a very high-stakes game. 2v2, electronic. Oh, Bit willy-nilly into the cross, and Config posted to collect an equalizing blow in OT. SDY, though, look at this. He's going to fight. He's going to remain stubborn. Zip solid. We will see 16-16, all tied up. And don't forget, both of these teams could only muster 3 T rounds in 15.
That is fantastic from Astralis, and they outplayed them there in the mid-rounds.
Oh, look who it is.
Bit of a fan favorite in the crowd.
Lovely opening from blameF.
It is great here, but Zip was really quite a key during all of this. The way that they dealt with the players trying to scamper out of the B bomb site while still trying to get away to A. They were taking fights on both fronts, and at NaVi, they were trying to get ahead of the rotation, but we're going in fast towards this A site.
So fast. SDY, he's playing with his nades, playing with himself. Electronic, though, has saved SDY from a red face. He can reposition through the smoke, and already Astralis need something back. It's blameF through sandwich. Pressure applied, nades aplenty. As blameF uses that as an invitation to spray through, damage onto electronic. They don't have to rush this, but Astralis, they know as time passes, the rotate likely, and Simple evidence of that blameF presence in mid. Oh, electronic.
Good.
Oh, it's not enough. He might burn. He's over it. Burn down. As blameF will be traded. This is utter pandemonium.
Look at Zip now. He's going to go fill this lurk in mid-roll. They're just continuing to keep NaVi guessing.
Oh. Big out of blameF. Hanging around. Simple didn't expect it. the cut of noise. Every passing second, uncertainty grows. Bit looks for answers. A missed shot out of Farlig, and he gives him the fight. Bit allowed to level the odds, hoping to bait for Zip, but Bit so aware. Perfecto's got him trapped as well. This is a stalemate. Flashed, team flashed. Hunted now, glaive might have to do it all. Damage, back from glaive. Can the in-game leader lead by example? The molly stops the contest. He will get it down, and he knows with the extinguish, Perfecto wants to bring the fight to him. It's a level fight. One more click to find 2 in a 3-round T side. Holds his nerve, holds his shot. He doesn't hit it. 7 HP. 7. Looking for the quad kill, safe from the nade. Time is on his side now. Perfecto. And glaive. Oh, he clutches up. It's what he does best. Perfecto. Unflinching. 7 HP, and he stands for the challenge.
That is a massive round for Perfecto. The first half of play, he managed 1 kill. The second half is where he made a name for himself, and right here is how he's bringing NaVi back into this. Bit did so much. These two in combination with the communication. Perfecto saw the player slip into connector here, but the fact that he didn't wince on low HP, a lot of players would overstep. You've got to be happy with that. NaVi just need 1 more for double OT or 2 to get this done, but these T rounds, how are they going to find the answer?
It's been a while since the Astralis were on that defense. Got to remind themselves of what was working. How it went so well. This is cheeky from Config. I don't know if Bit's wise to his tricks. As we get the decibel levels up. And Bit levels Config. Just walks up. Config not ready for it. The seasoned vets left wanting. Farlig posted up, trying to support. He knows Glaive's got a responsibility. Oh! He gets another headshot. Finally, they silence Bit, but not before he's gone on a 1-man mission into mid.
You could see he just was completely glued on that fight. He didn't care about connector at all. He knew that he could hit that shot, and Bit right now, 33 kills. He is just an absolute force right now for NaVi as they gear up and they look to punish. It's going to have to be a gamble here from Astralis if they want to be able to contend with what's coming their way.
Yeah, Glaive's got a bit of a premonition. Fresh magazine. And the support of his teammates. Zip. Oh, tracks electronic. It's another as well. Simple still filling the feed on the AWP. He has the bomb.
Perfecto's miles away.
He faked the drop. Glaive may have a wrong idea. In now. Barrel spotted. Glaive none the wiser. Gets it now. Surely aware. Where's the backup? Fake. Blind spot. In from behind. Perfecto gets him. And speaking of from behind, that bomb is not down.
Might be too late to the party here.
Need to plant. Gets awkward if Perfecto goes down. Simple will plant. Blame can track him. Are well aware as they just juke it out on the site. Oh, versus M4, a missed shot out of Simple. Upgrade to the AK for the 1 shot. He can't hit it. Neither can Simple. Flustered. At the business end of the second map. Blame sprays him down. And he pulls home around. Astralis do not go quietly.
Remarkable work from Glaive here. I know that Blame's the one who's the hero of this round, but the fact that he's able to get 3 kills, keep them busy for so long, Blame has to win this, right? Blame has to win this round. He coming in late, has to win that clutch, and very well played there. It's the 2 Titans left alive, Simple versus Blame, 2 of the highest rated players in the tournament thus far, and frustration starting to show. Either team now could be the first to get to 18.
This is where those slightly unforced errors will start to be seen. The nerves at an all-time high. Adrenaline pumping, coursing through your veins. As every decision you make can either bring you closer or further away.
No, they're not even worried about A whatsoever, Astralis. There's no force from Perfecto, right? His entire job is just to make sure there's no pushes, which means that side never really feels susceptible. So you're either worried about mid or B, and unless they put somebody else in that position to look for a kill, it's going to continue to be that way. Look at the radar. Nobody even playing in the site from Astralis whatsoever. They're just happy to play retake here and Blame. Huge kill onto Electronic. That's an opener they need.
He closed the previous. He's opened this. In pursuit of 18, Farlig on that AWP. Config to activate. Simple not ready. It's problems for NaVi. Can Bit do it again? He's been a demon in mid. But Astralis don't have to give him a thing. They got a two-man advantage and they will sit on their laurels and wait. 40 seconds. Whoa, Glaive, brave. Need a trade. Config can't hit the head because Bit is doing it all. Farlig knows he's low. He wants to finish it. Level the odds. But he's got his USP out. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. Perfecto walks in pursuit of glory and 18. Bomb will arrive safely. What do you do if you're Astralis?
He's got to get across. Blame can stop this.
Oh! Flashes across. Against the odds now. NaVi established in the post plant.
It's a default plant. If they can get into sight, they could render Bit useless.
Already running out of players. It's only Zip now. Perfecto catching them on the way in. And NaVi will have the leg up here. Yeah, sure, it's Zip. Yeah, he can clutch. But played to perfection from NaVi and Perfecto. It's those two. Bit puts them in the round, and Perfecto makes sure Astralis are out of it.
We have to see these openings again from Bit though, right? This is a 3-on-5 disadvantage situation. I know that Astralis was able to do the same thing in the previous year, but what Bit was able to get away with, right? He has more opening kills now than that of Farlig, and we were talking about his name only within that first half of play. Bit is the reason that NaVi are still in this game.
Never seen so much confidence from such a young gun, and he backs it up every time in the server.
Astralis have come this far. They've done so much hard work right now on NaVi's map choice. They could go out right here, right now.
Simple was the opening death. Got to watch as his team pulled 18 out of their hat. Do we really have a second overtime here? Or will NaVi close? We find out in less than 1 minute and 22 seconds time.
Stalemate here, neither team wanting to overstep the mark, waiting for the aggression. Flash forward. Bit now has the space required. So much utility left over for NaVi here for a late round to execute. Smokes, flashes, mollies in play. A late window smoke. If they want to push out here, they still have to get through Blame, Glaive, and Farlig, who's now just been smoked off.
Flash for Blame, he
Simple
wants answers. Yeah, he's blind and dead! Quick one, Electronic surging for the trade, Blame not ready. That's massive if Farlig doesn't hit it. Sprayed him, tagged him, good flash back. Electronic has put so much pressure on. Look, in the meantime, they're in. Config doesn't know, just...
You can see him!
Two of them, oh no! Oh, Config! Problems now, supported by Glaive. As Astralis pulling in this tug of war for a second OT. There's 20 seconds. NaVi are the ones that need to bring the bomb down. Oh, Farlig, he oversteps the mark. Config's got so much to do now. And he's going to be forced into the fight. That's Zipex trying as hard as he might, but Bit refuses. And NaVi secure the grand finals in an overtime brilliance from the individuals, 18 years of age.
They had to work. They were pushed. This wasn't an easy game. Astralis on the stage showing us why they're a name that's not to be forgotten here in the Lanxess.
You will remember his name.